Hello students, myself Mitri Dave and today we are going to discuss about composite masonry. So let us start our today's lecture first. So basically let me give you the introduction about composite masonry first. So when I can say a masonry to be a composite, so a composite masonry is the one which is constructed out of two or more type of materials which can be adopted from different regions, or we can say which are of different materials, right? So here we can say there are some of the reasons where we go for adoption of different types of material, where the first reason can be to improve the appearance of the wall, and the second reason can be the use of available material to obtain optimum economy, right? So let us see different types of composite masonry. So here the first type is the stone composite masonry, then the brick stone composite masonry, then the cement concrete masonry, the hollow clay tile masonry, then the reinforced brick masonry, and lastly the glass block masonry. So let us start with the first type, which is stone composite masonry. So it consists of combination of ashlar masonry and the rubble masonry. Rubble masonry is generally very cheap, while ashlar masonry gives pleasing appearance. Hence, rubble masonry is used in the backing of the wall, while the ashlar masonry used in the facing as shown in this figure. In order that both the facing and the backing of the wall act monolithically, it is essential to observe utmost care during the construction. So that is the first type. So some of the following points should be specifically attained when we talk about the stone composite masonry, right? Through stones should be used at regular interval and in sufficient number. The baking and the facing portion should be constructed in rich cement mortar. Construction of both the backing and the facing should be carried out simultaneously so that proper bond is obtained. If necessary, metal clamps, dowels, lead plugs should be provided between the facing and the backing. Now let me talk about the second type, which is brick stone composite masonry. So generally it consists bricks as well as the stone in the construction of the masonry wall. And again it can be further classified in three types. The brick backed ashlar masonry, the brick backed stone slab facing, and the rubble backed brick masonry. So let us understand first the brick backed ashlar masonry. Here from figure you can understand the construction of it. So the ashlar may be rough tooled, and it is preferable to use the height of ashlar as a multiple of brick thickness plus masonry joints so that coarse masonry is obtained. Cement mortar is used for the construction, and the brick should be laid in a proper bond. Alternate courses of ashlar may be headers, and under each projecting course of ashlar, header brick should be used as shown in this figure. Now, the second type is the brick backed stone slab facing. It means figure shows how the construction will work. The backing consists of bricks laid in courses with the proper bond, and this type of construction is quite common since the stone tiles may be of marble stones. If stone slabs are used, they are fine dressed and are used in the big panels. It is preferable to use metal clamps to connect the facing and the backing masonry of the wall. Now the last type is the rubble backed brick masonry. It means figure shows how the construction will work. It is commonly used at locations where rubble stones is available in large quantity but ashlar is not available. In that case, the facing of wall may be done in the bricks laid in the course, and each alternate brick course consists of twin headers as shown in this figure. Now let me give you idea about the third type, which is cement concrete masonry. So the concrete masonry or the cement concrete masonry uses cement concrete blocks, either hollow or solid, for wall construction with or without stone facing. A hollow unit is defined as that unit which is core weight area greater than 25% of the gross area. So here, depending upon the shape and size, it can be manufactured in two types: the regular concrete block and the hollow concrete unit. For regular concrete blocks, I can say these are manufactured from the dense aggregate and they are used in the load bearing walls as shown in this figure. But when I talk about the hollow concrete unit, these are manufactured from lightweight aggregate and they may be used both for load bearing as well as non-load bearing structures as shown in this figure. These are the hollow concrete units. Now here are some of the example of these concrete masonry blocks where you can see the stretcher, jam, corner, right? So these all are the example for hollow as well as the concrete masonry blocks. Now let me talk about the construction of wall with the concrete blocks. So the method of constructing the wall with the concrete block is the same as that used in the brick masonry. First, the corner or the end of the walls are constructed with few courses of blocks. Then the mortar is applied to the bottom of the concrete block at the horizontal face members only. For the vertical joints, the mortar is applied to the projections at the sides of the block. For building the portion in between the corners, the string is sprayed between the two horizontal end blocks of a course and the blocks are laid in between. So the final closing block is fitted carefully. Now there are some of the advantages of this hollow concrete block masonry, where we can say the concrete blocks are regular in size, requiring no dressing work, hence the construction is very rapid. Blocks are light and therefore easy to handle. Because of their lightness, the loads transferred to foundation is much than the stone masonry. There is great saving in the material. Even the hollow blocks are structurally stronger than the bricks. Thinner wall can be easily constructed, resulting in increasing the floor area. Because of large size of the blocks, the number of joints in the masonry is less. This results in saving in the mortar. And because of this hollow space, the resulting wall has better insulating properties against sound, heat and the dampness. Blocks can withstand the atmospheric actions and do not require plaster or any other covering of fascia work. Now let me talk about the next type, which is hollow clay tile masonry. So hollow clay blocks are made of selected clay or some of the diatomaceous earth which is dried and burnt. The clay blocks are used to build foundations, walls, partitions, floors and other structural members. Even though the walls of the blocks are relatively thin, they are quite strong and light. These tiles are fireproof, resistant to termite and free from decay caused by the contact of moisture or chemicals. Because of large amount of air within the cells of block, the thermal insulation is very good. So hollow clay blocks are manufactured in various shapes and the size as shown in this figure. Tiles may have grown on one or more faces. The area covered by grooves should not exceed 50% of the area of the poured faces. Grooved tiles are used only where plastering is to be done, otherwise smooth tiles should be used. The load-bearing main wall and the partition wall should be constructed in 1:1:6. It means one portion of cement, one portion of lime and the 6 times the portion is sand. While the non-load bearing main walls and the partition walls are generally constructed in 1:2:9 mix. Here you can see the example of this hollow clay tile masonries. Now let us understand the construction of wall with hollow clay blocks. So the method of construction of wall with hollow clay blocks is done by the first step is all the blocks should be dipped in water before use. The corner blocks are first laid at the end of the wall and special closure units may be required at the ends. The closure blocks are laid with the cavities vertical and the load bearing blocks are laid with the cavities horizontal. And whatever the gems are constructed which are for special blocks. So now let me move to the next type which is the reinforced brick masonry. So reinforced brick masonry or this kind of work is the one in which the brick masonry is strengthened by provision of mild steel flats hoop iron, and expanded mesh or the bars. Reinforced brickwork uses first-class bricks with high compressive strength. Dense cement mortar is used to embed the reinforcement. And here the material may be of hoop iron, mild steel bar, mild steel flats, and the expanded mesh as shown in this figure. So it is adopted or used in the following circumstances. When the brickwork has to bear tensile as well as shear stresses, when it is required to increase the longitudinal bond, when the brickwork is supported on soil which is susceptible to large settlement, when the brickwork is supposed to act as a beam or lintel over the openings, when the brickwork is to resist lateral loads such as in retaining walls, when the brick wall is to carry heavy compressive loads, and lastly, when the brickwork is to be used in seismic areas since it can also resist the lateral loads. So these are the criteria where we can go for this kind of reinforced brick masonry. Now there are some of the advantage of these over the conventional brick masonry, where the first one is it has the lower cost housing. Reinforced brick masonry plays an important role during the earthquake. It has lowest labor cost. It gives weather protection. It is cheaply supervised and it provides additional strength to our structure. Now let us move to the last one, which is glass block masonry. So glass block has become fairly widespread construction material. As with concrete block, glass block are currently limited to square and rectangular blocks. This limits the architectural application of glass block to straight vertical walls and the square corners. Glass block is manufactured by first forming two pieces of glass and then joining them while the glass is still warm enough to be movable. Glass block can also be used together with concrete blocks. This is important because glass block is more expensive than the concrete, so it can be used as a highlight feature and bring some dramatic lighting elements to an overall structure. You can see this from this image. Now there are so many advantages of this glass block masonry. It is non-porous and impervious. It does not absorb moisture from the atmosphere. The light getting in through these block panels is diffused and may be given any desired thing of color pleasing to eyes. It has a high degree of thermal insulating property. It can also be easily cleaned. It does not allow condensation on the inside surface in cold countries. It has great noise reducing property. It is considered more sanitary. If used on external wall, window opening are not required as sufficient light is admitted through the blocks itself. It provides good privacy condition by obstructing clear vision from the outside. So with this, we have completed all the types of composite masonry. I hope you understand all the things in detail. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next lecture.